Welcome to the Komfy Kouch podcast. And what a comfy couch it is. Too bad we're not sitting at it yet. For shame.
Not yet. I mean, technically we do sit at it. We just don't sit at it for this podcast.
Which kind of defeats the purpose of the title.
The Komfy Kouch podcast.
I mean, we have the stuff to actually be able to sit at the couch to record these. We're just too lazy to set it up.
I mean, yeah, that's what it comes down to. We should set that up. Maybe we can set that up tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Well, the one child is at school.
And the other child is asleep?
No, we're just going to have him go out on the town.
No, I thought we'd have him help.
I mean, never start him too young, right?
Yeah, exactly.
3 months is okay, right?
Gotta train your slaves early.
What? Otis!
420!
So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Quite a few minutes.
Let's apologize for that. Part of that is my fault.
And part of that's my fault.
Oh, thanks. She's over here about to let me take all the blame. Last weekend was my fault. I got sick and I did not want to record a podcast feeling under the weather. I had a cold. I still technically kind of have it, but hold on, there we go. I've recovered enough to where I feel like I'm okay. I mean, I'm having an occasional sniffle every now and then, and occasionally feel like I'm hacking my lungs out, but a part of that could be contributed to smoker's cough.
Are you okay, though?
I mean, mentally, definitely not. But I mean, I think that goes without saying. If you've already listened to the first few episodes of this podcast, you would definitely know that neither one of us are sane in the head.
Thanks, family.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. You the number one reason for my mental health issues.
You're the reason for so fucked up. Thanks. You, family. Thank you. So anyway, we have our iced coffee.
Can you tell me what we're talking about? Because I got some stuff thinking in my brain, but I don't know that it's podcast appropriate.
Oh, it's definitely, honey. It is very podcast appropriate. That's why we're here. Huh?
I don't know if it is.
I think it is.
What's on your mind?
Whatever's on your mind that you would like to talk about. I'm an open book here on the Komfy Kouch.
I just hate bitches.
Yeah? Would you like to elaborate on this?
How blunt are we being?
As blunt as we want to be.
We just have to remember, though, what goes around comes around. So we're going to be blunt, someone's going to be blunk. Jesus, I can't fucking talk. We're going to be blunt, someone's going to be blunt back with us. So I'm just really, okay. I'm thinking here for a minute. I'm just straight up saying, I'm thinking, like, am I ready to receive that karma? Not quite, but, like, are we ever really ready to receive karma? No, I think that's the whole point of it. What goes around comes around. You'll get your shit when it comes to you. I mean,
if you think about it, though, they already dealt their bullshit, and I'd say
there's someone in specific that I just want to vent about.
Oh, I'm just talking about people in general.
I'm talking about someone specific.
I know who you're talking about. I'm just saying in general, possibly. I'm just saying in general, people have already dealt their shit to us. So in retrospect, this podcast is kind of like their karma. You can't have karmas on top of somebody else's karma.
You can't have karma on top of karma?
I don't think so. Because they already dealt their shit. It's one of the reasons why we started the podcast in the first place, is to talk about how fucked up we are. Thanks, family.
I see what you're saying, but I think, didn't we also start it to, like, encourage people? And, like,
yes, that is true.
And, like, remind people that they're not alone?
Yeah, but in the process of doing that, we also have to remember that sometimes if people are going to learn from us, they should also learn that sometimes you have to know when to speak up for yourself.
But I have a question.
I might have an answer.
And I'm sure that my family listening is going to be wondering the same thing, but isn't there a time and a place for things, Otis? What makes this an appropriate platform for us to explain ourselves?
You see, here's the thing, is because, yes, typically there is a time and a place. I agree. But when that time and or place is usually interrupted and never heard, then a platform like this is the perfect time and the perfect place, because the only way that they can stop you is if they stop the podcast. They can't interrupt you without stopping the podcast.
That's true.
And they can't put in their 2 cents. They have to hear everything that you're saying.
Yeah, it just comes back to the whole karma thing.
But like I said, though, they already dealt their shit. So is it really something karma worthy if you're just reacting to the shit that they have dealt to you, that you had to put up with for X amount of years, whoever you may be referring to. We're not going to say any names, but, you know.
I mean, I said bitches, so you probably are right of who I think
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Or I'm talking about, I
Yeah.
should say, rather.
But, like, my thing, though, is, like, they've already been dealing the shit to you for X amount of years, and you've tried to let your voice be heard personally to said person or people, and they never want to listen to you. So
bitches be bitches, right? Is that what
let the voices be heard. I'm to quote CM Punk.
Oh boy.
I highly doubt Mr. Phil Brooks will ever listen to this, but if you for some reason ever do, this one goes out to you. To quote Mr. CM Punk,
yeah.
we are the voice of the voiceless.
What?
For the ones who don't have a voice, we are the voice to let the people know, hey, you're not alone. This shit happens to other people too. You may be a little too afraid to speak it, to voice your thoughts, your feelings. Careful. Voice your thoughts or your feelings, but that's what we're here for. We will voice your thoughts and feelings for you because we can, what's the word I'm looking for here?
We can craft the words together. We can form the sentences.
Well, not only that, but I was going to say we can also
be their voice? Is that what you're going for?
Relate. We can relate to them. That's the word I was trying to think.
Kind of be like being their voices in a sense.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of a different way to word it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can relate, so therefore I feel like, you know, we can help get their voices out there, get their voices heard.
But how do we know if we relate, if they relate to us, if they're not commenting?
They'll comment when they're ready. When they're ready to let their voices be heard, that's when people will comment. Yeah, I understand. People on YouTube can be very fickle.
Why is that?
Because it's just the way YouTube works. It's not a bad thing. It's just people like to, I guess, ease their way into certain things before they're comfortable enough to start commenting and letting the people know, yeah, I'm listening to this, especially when it's something like this. I feel like people might need a little bit more time before they're, you know, free to be like, I listen to the Komfy Kouch.
So basically,
don't tell me how to feel. And I am worth it, damn it. And I know I skipped an episode. I was struggling to remember the name of it.
That's okay. I don't remember our titles either.
It was Don't Tell Me How to Feel.
Yeah.
That was the first one. The third one was the Are You Worth It? What the hell was the second one?
I don't know.
We're horrible. We're horrible.
No, we're not.
Well, memory-wise, we're horrible.
We gotta repeat.
But anyways.
I'm smoking this fat-ass blunt.
So... What's going to be the topic here? What's on your mind here?
Bitches.
Bitches be bitches. Okay, are we talking about a specific bitch? Or are we talking about bitches in our lives? Because, boy, I got me a list. We could be here a while. How long did you want to record this for?
I kind of want to keep it short and sweet tonight, to be completely honest. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But
This episode might require a cigarette or two, and we're both trying to quit.
Listen, do I have multiple bitches that I could bitch about? Yes, I do. But, to answer your question, do I have one, or do I have a list that I'm referring to right at this moment in time? I have one. To answer your question, it's one. And I don't like her. And I don't think she likes me.
No, so I was right. I do know who you're talking about.
And I don't give a flying fuck. And she probably doesn't give a flying fuck. You know who it is? Obviously, I won't say names. I'm not...
Oh, I know who it is.
Yes.
Yeah. I know.
The bitchy bitch of bitches.
Queen bitch.
Queen bitch. Which is not a compliment.
No.
I'm sure she'll take it as one.
Oh, I'm sure she would too.
It's not meant as one. But I don't like how fake she is. I guess I'm venting about this individual who shall remain.
So basically, this could be an episode about, venting.
Venting, sure. Venting or bitches or whatever you want it to be.
How I like to vent. There you go. That's the name of the episode.
How I like to vent.
How I like to vent.
I feel like people are going to search for vents now. And find, fucking metal grates and vents. What?
This is how I vent. Do you vent in the living room or do you vent in the kitchen?
Right. We vent all over.
Anywhere we need to vent, we vent.
Jesus.
Now, are you an open vent or are you a closed vent? That's the real question.
I teeter-totter back and forth between both. Jeez Louise. Anyways. Since I feel like it would be too confusing. I'm just gonna call this individual, I'll call her Jane, for Jane Doe.
Jane Doe.
We'll just go with, typical Jane Doe, instead of her actual name. I mean, her name does actually start with a J, if that wasn't hint enough. But there's two of them.
It must be Jam.
Jam, yeah. That's it. No. But, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on my feelings towards her? What are your thoughts on her feelings towards me? What are your thoughts on her interactions with my family? Specifically authority figures?
See, I can say that I feel like your thoughts towards her are justified and her thoughts towards you are not in regards to a specific situation.
Oh, yes. Well, that goes along with my brother, too.
Yes, it does.
I don't want to put the other person involved in the situation, on blast, though, since they also listen.
Oh, I know, but I'm referring more to just the one person in particular with that certain situation. Their stance on it was rather ignorant.
Oh, yes. Definitely ignorant.
Yeah.
Acting as if they know all the facts because they have a friend who works at CPS or some shit. All these...
Yeah, you want to know what? I have a friend who has a friend that has a cousin who has a roommate that knows someone who's a lawyer. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, right? Why? So you can find out knowledge. You can find out, about shit. That doesn't mean that your information that you're receiving is accurate. Just for me. You know what I'm saying? But, man, I'm almost done with this blunt.
So I guess that's going to be the general direction of this episode is going to be, basically just about venting and ranting about people in our lives who just, I guess, piss us off.
Are we talking about multiple people?
We could. Okay. I mean, I don't know if you want to put names to any of them. Me, on the other hand, I will gladly talk about the people who piss me off, and I will gladly put a name to the face. Because I just don't care. Isn't that right, Rob Dixon Jr.? Anyway.
Has he heard these?
Oh, I don't know. And if he has, oh well. I know. Let me give a quick shout out too, by the way, to Andrew. Hi, Uncle Andy. Thank you for listening.
Andy!
And another listener we have out there, Micaiah. Thank you, Micaiah.
Thank you.
You're awesome people.
Awesome folk.
Very, very awesome folk. Anybody else we want to give a little shout out to before we continue our vent/rant?
I don't know if I should say their name, but I'm going to give a shout out to my niece.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about somebody else. Well, two others specifically. But yes, you know who you are.
And I also...
420's niece, you know exactly who you are. So thank you for listening.
Yes, I also want to give a shout out to Erica and Courtney.
Okay, so you will say their names. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
I hope they don't mind. It's just their first names.
Yeah. No last names here. Except for the
fact that
being
my friends, I love you.
Except for the fact that I just name dropped, the man who claimed to be my dad.
We are going to have a part 2 to talking about our childhood.
Oh,
because mine has an update.
Don't tell me how to feel?
Yeah. Because mine has an update.
It does. It really, truly does. So be on the lookout for part 2. Like we said it was going to happen. Because there's some updates to her end. So that'll probably be a 420 podcast. I mean, I'll be here and I'll give input and listen. But I don't really have any updates on my end. So that'll mostly be a 420 podcast. So hope you'll be ready for that. That'll be fun.
Like a segment? Is it like a segment, or is it just like...
I mean, it could still be the Komfy Kouch.
Okay.
It would just be mostly just you, because I wouldn't really...
You're definitely going to ad-lib, though.
Oh, yeah, I'll put in my 2 cents where needed and where asked to, but,
I got you.
Yeah. Really quick, though, I might have to look it up, because it's actually kind of driving me nuts that I can't remember the second episode's name. I remember the Don't Tell Me How to Feel,
Bruh.
And the Are You Worth It.
Hold up. Where's my...
I can't remember the second episode.
To YouTube's I go.
Just gonna go check the YouTube really quick. But yeah, we have ideas for these podcasts. It's just sometimes some certain things come up. We're just like, oh, let's just record.
Like kids.
Yeah, there's a story behind that. But well, wait.
Behind kids?
Well, I was saying behind the whole we have things to talk about in these podcasts, but then certain things come up where it's just like, hey, let's record. And I'm saying there's a story behind that because they're earlier.
Oh, are we going to talk about that?
I mean, we definitely could. This is a rant/vent.
Should we talk about it?
We definitely could. I mean, nobody from my side really has listened to it yet, aside from my uncle that I know of.
Are you worth it? Don't tell me how to feel. My story, not yours.
My story, not yours. That's the one. The gaslight episode, basically. In a nutshell.
Yes. Yes.
And then there was also episode 1 of the shit show.
Yes.
For anybody that listened to that, thank you very much. It was just a random thing. I literally just hit record and started jabbering, and she was just randomly talking in the background, and it turned into a podcast episode. So I just called it Welcome to the Shit Show.
Yeah, it's like a new segment. It's not like part of the Komfy Kouch, but it kind of is.
It's more laid back and more entertaining.
Open
and,
forum.
Yeah, basically, whereas this is more...
We try to keep it a topic.
Yeah.
We need a little bit better structure, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a work in progress.
We're getting off topic even now.
Yeah, I know. But, so, venting/ranting.
You go ahead. I'll circle back to my bitch. Well, she's not my bitch.
I was going to ask you...
She's my brother's bitch.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to touch base on it, because, I mean, I can go off on a couple people, but I feel like you got something deep within your soul that you want to
I just don't like her. I really don't like her. Why don't I like her, you ask?
Here we go.
I don't like her for lots of different reasons. Some of them are due to my own insecurities, and some of them are just due to her being a bitch. Like, for example, maybe one of the reasons I don't like her is because she's thinner than I am, so that would be an insecurity reason, obviously. But she acts like she's cooler than everybody, which is not an insecurity thing for me, because I don't really give a fuck if I'm cool or not. It's just annoying.
It is very annoying.
Like, I just don't understand how she is she. Like, how do you, since we're going by the name Jane Doe, I'm going to say, how do you Jane Doe?
How does one Jane Doe? See, but
just
you gotta
insert your real name here, because I'm sure you know who you are.
See, it's weird though, because like she said, there's more than one, and this is to the specific one, not the other one.
Yeah,
so
this is not to my brother's wife. It's to my other brother's girlfriend.
So even if you wanted to insert real name here, you can't say how does one, because that leaves the door open for blank. That leaves the door open for everybody with that name.
Exactly.
And somebody else with that name, as we know from your family, could have a completely different personality than the other one.
Yes. One has a nice personality.
Just like how I also have one in my family who's a complete and utter bitch.
With the same name.
With the same name, and is also in a relationship with somebody who has the same name as one of the ones in her family who's in a relationship with a male with the same name.
It's just so confusing.
It is. It's very confusing. It's So basically, we'll put it this way. Jane Doe and Mike and her family are in a relationship. And then in my family, there's a Jane Doe and a Mike in a relationship. And both are married.
Oh, they're married?
Yeah.
How long have they been married for?
At least 6 or 7 years.
6 or 7 years. I don't know how long my
They have
my
2
Jane
kids
Doe
together.
And Mike have been married.
They have 2 kids together. One of them is a junior.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Little Mikey Jr.?
Little Mikey Shithead Jr.
Shithead. I didn't add shithead in, you did.
Damn right I did. I don't give 2 fucks.
Oh, boy. I mean, look at us. Look at us being respectful and not using their real names.
I'm only not using the real name because if I used the real name, it would give away the real name for yours. Otherwise, I wouldn't give no fucks.
Well, if I have their permission, then I don't mind saying their first name, but...
Oh, in that regard, yeah. I'm just, yeah. Because of the 3 females involved in this conversation all have the same name, so, yeah.
So I feel like we've been talking about this for like 20 minutes. It's been 22 minutes.
It's been 22 minutes, but a good couple minutes of that was us veering off topic.
Per usual.
Yeah.
Per usual.
So what else don't you like about Jane Doe? Besides the fact that she acts like she's all that in a bag of chips when she's really not, and she likes to flirt with men 5 times her age. Oops.
Ooh. Deep and dark? Going deep and dark?
Dark. Darker. Yet darker.
Oh boy. Darkness, huh? I mean,
See, and this part right here that I'm saying I'm going to leave in, but you guys are so lucky that I edit this because there's so many times where there's just moments of silence while either one of us is trying to think of what to say. So just be lucky you get to hear the cut, edited version of these podcasts.
oh, fuck you.
However, the shit show will be a completely different story, so
Oh, shut up.
that one's not going to be cut.
There's not just, like, just this or just that, like, just everything, like, just her face, her voice. I mean, she does her makeup good. Her makeup's not bad. And her styles, it's okay. But it doesn't make up for her shitty personality. Same thing with her big chest. Like, yeah, you got a big chest. That doesn't mean that you have a good personality.
Things that I don't pay attention to for 500, Alex.
Well, I'm not saying that you do, but maybe my brother does. I wouldn't know. He doesn't talk to me about anything.
Yeah, because of a certain situation.
Which they can't just talk to me directly about. He's gotta have fucking Jane Doe talk to me. He's a communicating little bitch.
I didn't think that she knows what's going on. When
Just
in
talk
reality,
to your
she
sister. Like, you fuck. You can always say shit to my face. I'll, like, say it now. All of a sudden you're quiet.
See, this is why I said that we might need a cigarette or two for this episode. We're both trying to quit. We have vapes. I actually got one in my hand right now that we've been kind of smoking on to try to get off of the actual cigarettes. But I'm sure there are people out there who have these kind of people in their lives that they have to deal with on an almost daily basis. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Having to deal with them once in a blue moon is bad enough. Aside from having to deal with them almost every day.
Were you talking about the Jane Doe or my brother?
The Jane Doe.
Oh.
Well, both, actually.
I mean, my brother irritates me too, but at the end of the day, he's my brother and I love him. I still think he's...
Rob Dixon Jr. irritates me, but at the end of the day, I still hate him.
Well, yours is your dad, mine's my brother.
Dad? What's that? What's that taste like?
You see what's that taste like?
Yep, I sure did.
What?
What? Can somebody answer me what a dad is supposed to be? I'm curious, because, like, I'm trying my hardest to be one, but I want to know what people think a good dad should be. Because last I knew, it wasn't somebody who beat you all the time and mentally abused you and emotionally abused you. I don't think that's a dad. Well, I don't think. I think that's a Rob Dixon Jr. is what I think.
I agree with you.
And I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in one of the other videos, or one of the other podcasts we did. I think the one where we talked about the whole family aspect thing. He was sober while all this was going on. He wasn't an alcoholic. So he was just doing it for the fuck of it.
I mean, at the end of the day, people just suck.
This is very, very true.
Really
very, very, very true.
Yeah. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
So, okay, enough about my side, my people. I don't want to talk about them right now, because I just finished...
Oh, but I love hearing your thoughts about your people.
Just, why? Why do you like hearing my thoughts about my people, as you call them? My people, Jesus.
Because it's just... It's nice to hear an outsider's perspective on how they view certain people. So that's...
Excuse you.
Yeah?
Otis?
420?
Say excuse me.
Excuse you. Excuse me, 420.
Thank you.
You're not welcome.
Fuck you. Keep going.
So, I'm trying to think.
Does it hurt?
Yes.
I see steam.
So, here's my vent. Here's my rant.
Is it metal?
No, it's not. It's pure flesh and bone.
Oh, God.
And this is coming straight from the soul, people.
Ew.
Straight from my soul. There it is.
That sounds...
The cough.
That sounds dark.
Straight from my... Oh, it's about to get dark.
And muddy.
So, you ready to hear some venting, some ranting?
Yeah, let's go to you.
So, aside from a specific person who listens to this, you know who you are. I just love how a very, very mass majority of my so-called family can go these almost 3 months now.
Yeah, almost.
Without asking either one of us how our son is doing. Nothing from his grandmother, from my side anyway. Nothing from any of his cousins. except for one. You know who you are. I highly doubt you'll ever listen to this, but if you do, you know who you are. Can't think of who it is.
Baby boy's cousin?
Yeah. It would technically be his second cousin. My first cousin, his second cousin. Yeah. Yeah, that one. Yep. That's the one. So literally with the exception of very, very few people, I just don't understand how, especially for the grandmother, or my mother, his grandmother, go all these years talking about how she wants a grandkid, and he's upstairs, currently sleeping. Almost time to feed him, actually. What's he got, about an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yet, not asking how he's doing. None of his cousins, like I said, except for one. Technically, they would be his second cousins, but still. Not great aunts, not great uncles. In fact, here's the sad part. I was just telling 420 about this the other day. There is somebody whose husband I used to work with back a number of years ago.
You're talking about...
And this is how sad this is. The majority of my family won't ask me how our son is doing. But yet, this person whose husband I used to work with back, 2 years ago? Give or take? Because I was working there a little bit before I met you, and then I was working there for a little bit after me and you started dating. She asks how our son is doing. She's asked on multiple occasions. So how is it that this person, who isn't even a relative, mind you, that I've only known for a couple of years now, I'd say like maybe 3, close to 4 at the absolute max. How is it that she can ask me how our son is doing, but the son's own grandmother, my mother, can't ask me how he's doing? Her own sister asked me how he's doing. Just, what was it, a week ago we spoke to her?
Yeah, I believe so.
Shout out to my aunt down in Florida. Much love, aunt! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Anyway.
So appropriate.
Yeah. So, and I only get to talk to that aunt, specifically that aunt. I won't give names for the sake of, whatever the case may be. But
Florida aunt?
A Florida aunt.
Florida aunt.
I only talk to this aunt usually only once a year around Christmas time. And sometimes she comes up with her husband, and they'll spend like a weekend here or whatever, and we'll get to hang out for a little bit, do whatever. Point is, I don't get to see this aunt very often, and this aunt asked me how the son was doing. But yet, her sister, my mother, can't. The boy's own grandmother can't. And I know there's a certain brother of hers that listens to this podcast. Maybe you should ask your sister why she's not asking about her grandson. Oops.
I agree.
And that right there, I will drop the mic.
I mean, I myself would say something to her, but I'm going to be honest. I don't know that it would be nice. Like, I want to get to know your mom, but like... I'm going to plug in your
a little bit. So, keep talking. I'm just going to plug it in real quick. Don't mind the little bit of noises you guys might be hearing.
Is your mom off topic?
No.
She's not off topic?
No.
So I can say stuff?
Go for it. Have a ball.
So, like, I want to get to know your mom, but, like, at the same time, I don't, because, like, she doesn't want to get to know me.
Yeah, she clearly does Rob Dixon.
Yeah. And the same thing with him. I want to get to know him, but he doesn't want to get to know me.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? I said hello to him, and he said that I was starting drama? Is that what it was? Because I asked him how he was or something?
It wasn't that you were starting drama. It was, he said it was highly suspicious.
Oh, yes. Highly suspicious of me asking him how he was doing.
Yeah, sorry, I got it. Where's it later?
Right over here, baby.
Okay. So, yeah, let me elaborate a little bit more into this story.
Yeah, you go ahead.
First, let me
get this fucking chair.
Fix this chair here.
Squeaking.
Yeah.
Scratching.
Okay, so let's move the mic closer. Can you guys hear me okay? Are we good? Are we clear? Alright. So basically what happened, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit to this story, is a little while ago, we ran into a little bit of a financial problem to where we owed a couple of $1,000s in debt. Rent. I'm not gonna say the exact amount, just know it was a couple $1,000s. And 420 had started up a GoFundMe to try to see if we could get any friends or anybody out there who'd be willing to help, spare a couple bucks to help, whatever. Apparently, in the eyes of Rob Dixon Jr., us trying to reach out for help was starting drama. So,
I'm sure my family members, once hearing this, will agree. But go ahead.
So, sometime later, I don't remember exactly how long after the fact, I had messaged him. Actually, she had messaged him first saying hello. And then I had messaged him saying, hey, how you doing? What's up? And then he sent me a message asking, why is your girlfriend messaging me? I said, because she wants to get to know you. And his response was, highly suspect, was the exact wording. I said, what exactly is highly suspect about it? And his response was, I don't feel like getting into that drama. To which I asked, what drama? She's saying hello to you. And that was when he decided to inform me that her and I asking for help to pay our rent was starting drama. To which I pretty much told him he was an ignorant piece of shit and blocked him.
I remember that.
So apparently, according to Rob Dixon Jr., if you need help with bills or anything in general and you go to make a GoFundMe for it, you're starting drama. How those two correlate with each other, I have no fucking clue to this day. But apparently that's what it means. If you make a GoFundMe because you need help, you're starting drama.
I mean, isn't that the whole purpose of GoFundMe?
Is to ask for help?
Yeah.
Whether it's financially for like a...
I mean, it is financially. You're donating money for a cause.
Yeah, whether it be helping somebody with their rent or helping somebody with funeral costs. Or I'm pretty sure GoFundMe has been used to help game developers to like help fund their like newly released game, or Kickstarter is another one.
I mean, you can use it to fund whatever you want, good, bad, and indifferent.
But apparently, it's starting drama in the eyes of Rob Dixon Jr.
Don't make us all fuck GoFundMe. Nobody's stopping him. Ooh.
Why? So I can message him and be like, why are you doing a GoFundMe? You trying to start drama? So she, for some reason, still wants to meet this asshole.
Sure do.
I don't understand why, because this man has done nothing but instilled trauma into my entire fucking existence, and this woman wants to meet him. And I've told her on multiple occasions that the only reason why I would think that she would ever need to meet him is to kick him in the nuts. I don't know if you're going to remember it word for word, but I'm sure you'll remember a basis of it. I asked her once to do this. I told her, if you really want to hear about my dad from another person's perspective, ask my cousin. She knows which cousin I'm referring to. Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know how well you'll remember, but do you remember even slightly remotely what he had said?
I know he got all pissed off.
Yup.
He got all heated. He's like, I'm just trying to vibe, and you ask me about this shit. Yeah, I remember he got real upset about it. I remember he confirmed the stuff that you had told me, and I remember that cause these were on voice clips, and I think he even briefly talked about experience, like, as far as, like, witnessing or something.
Yep. Basically, to put it in a nutshell, even my own cousin told her that he never understood or respected my dad for the way he treated me. Mm-hmm. But could turn around and treat his daughter, my sister, completely different. No offense to my sister, I love you dearly, but the way Dad treated you and treated me, it was two completely different people.
You're what we call the favorite child. My family has one too.
And I understand, getting mad at your kids. I get it. Kids do dumb shit. But that's just it. Kids do dumb shit. Kids get in trouble every fucking day. It's not news. It's not rocket science. Every adult will tell you that they got into some dumb shit when they were younger, and if they try to tell you otherwise, they're full of shit. And I'm sorry for all the kiddies listening at home, but it's just like masturbation. If somebody tells you they don't do it, they're full of shit.
Wait, define kiddies.
Like kids, children.
Under
like teenagers.
So 18 and under. Is that what you're saying?
Under 13.
Oh, under 13. I mean, 18 is still a teenager. 18.
Yeah, so it's 13.
So it's 15.
Yeah, that's why I said under.
Yeah.
Like under before they hit teenage years.
Under preteens, got it.
So under 13.
Hey, everyone's gonna learn about it one time or another.
So that's my little rant / vent on my family. And we touched topic into my dad a little bit more, which will probably be an ongoing theme.
Yeah. There's some people that you and I both have in our lives that we have continual venting.
Oh, yeah.
Reoccurrent.
We could probably make our own podcast segment just about certain people.
Yeah. Like, we'll just talk about this topic this week, and this topic next week, and this topic the week after that. All about this one person. So, how long have we been going?
42 minutes.
42 minutes.
I say we can end this at the hour mark.
The hour mark. Do you think the hour mark?
Yeah, so you got about 18, well, almost 17 minutes now. Of course, you have to remember, too, when I go through my editing, it's going to be a little less than.
I was thinking the 45-minute mark.
Well, she wants to cut off early.
I'm tired.
All right, so
thinking about this bullshit.
So before we end this episode, is there anything else that you would like to vent about or rant about before we say farewell?
Okay, yeah. Another thing I gotta say is this one particular Jane Doe that my brother is with, the one who it's his girlfriend, not his wife. I think I might have already touched base on this, but like I'm just gonna say again, like I don't know if you're just gonna hear the one or maybe you're gonna hear this one too, but on the off chance that you hear it, I wanna know why you can't contact me. I wanna know
Which one? The Jane Doe, the brother, or both?
either one, but right now I'm more so directing it towards my brother. Like I just don't know. I still message him. I still tell him to have a good day. I still tell him I love him. I still say hi to him.
See, a side note, this woman has too big of a heart for her own good. Because if it was me, I would have told the person fuck off a long time ago and been done with it. But that's me. I am unfortunately too used to telling family members to fuck off.
It's just not. It's not easy for me to cut people off. It's really not.
Which is a good thing because it shouldn't be easy. The fact that it's so easy for me is not a good thing. I've just gotten so used to it. It's not a fun thing to be used to.
Yeah, understandable. But I just, like, why can't he write back? He can't say anything. He can't even say love you too. He can't say hi. 2 fucking letters. Not even 30 seconds out of his day. I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but I also don't have brothers, so... I have sisters.
Like, if he's got an issue with me, which we both know he does, why can't he just talk to me? I'm willing to talk. I'm not the one pushing him away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to hide nothing, keep nothing, change nothing. Just been here, waiting.
Patiently, I'd say.
Not too patiently.
I'd say pretty patiently.
I don't think he deserves my patience.
I don't think he does
either. To be completely honest. Not to puff up my ego, but who the fuck is outside there? So fucking loud. They're like, what, a door or two down?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this one.
I think.
A little bit of a different kind of a podcast than what you guys are used to on the Komfy Kouch. But, you know, it's a podcast to talk about things going on in our lives that are affecting in some shape or form.
It was kind of, in a sense, like an open topic. But at the same time, like, even when we do our regular ones where we try to stick to one topic, we still need structure because we still have times where it's like, that has nothing to do with X, Y, and Z, guys. But
it's a work in progress.
It is a work in progress.
Now, on the next episode of the Komfy Kouch podcast, shall we tell them what we're going to talk about?
Go for it.
On the next episode of the Komfy Kouch, we'll get into the topic about friendship.
Oof.
Oof. That'll be a fun one for both of us.
Are we talking about good friendships or bad friendships?
Either or.
So both.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
We can talk about the friendships that we have that are good friendships, and the friendships that we have or had that have gone or went sour.
So the bitches.
Or in my case, the assholes.
Yeah.
Alright, so before we end, I want to start a new thing on the Komfy Kouch.
Oh.
And I would like people to, comment down below. So, I thought
This is new to me.
Yeah, I just had the idea just now. I thought that a nice little way to end these podcasts, at least for the Komfy Kouch, would be if we could come up with like a question of the day.
Oh, okay. I'm down with that.
Okay.
I love questions. I'll respond to you guys too. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, hashtag group therapy.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know if you had one in mind.
A question?
Yeah, that could go with the topic of the podcast. Doesn't even have to be a topic dealing with the podcast.
I have lots of questions in general. I'm a very question-oriented person. You should know this, Otis.
This is very true. She asks a lot of questions.
I do ask the questions.
And sometimes it irritates a lot of people.
Like my family. But I don't give a flying fuck because I ask questions. That's just who I am. You don't like it, then don't talk to me. Just like you're not talking to me, so this shouldn't bother you. But to answer your question, Otis, do I have question. Did you have one?
I was trying to think of one before I said something, but it's been kind of tricky. Because I'm trying to think of one that can go with the topic of this podcast episode.
Okay, so this podcast has been about venting. All right, I do have a question.
Okay,
for people.
here we go.
When you need to vent, who do you go to, and why?
Ooh, I like it.
Comment down below.
There you go. Now, here's the next question for you. Should we answer the question now, or do you want to wait until the next episode to answer the previous question of the day?
Are we going to remember it?
So we could just listen back.
We could listen
Or we
back.
could always just write it down.
We could write it down, you're right. What do you think?
I think it'd be better to wait until the next episode, personally.
I like suspense.
Mm-hmm. End it off on a cliffhanger, so to speak.
Okay, you guys have 2 questions this podcast. What should we do? Because
Yeah.
I don't know.
There you go. We'll hold it off until the next episode this time. But if you guys think that we should answer the question of the day at the end of that podcast episode, feel free to comment down below, as well as answering her question. Or if you think we should wait until the next episode to answer the question of the day from the previous episode in the beginning of that episode, let us know.
I got one more question for you peoples. All of you wonderful peoples listening. Why do bitches be bitches? That's a serious but also silly question.
Can I ask a specific person to answer that question? And I'm not saying that you are one. I'm saying because I know you're somebody who has commented on one of our videos before. So I want to see if you would actually be able to answer the question.
Huh?
Courtney.
My girl?
Yeah.
My girl.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Yeah. Why do bitches be bitches? I don't like bitches.
Again, not calling you one, just you're somebody who has commented on one of our videos before, so I figured put you on a spot.
She's my bitch.
She's your bitch.
And I'm her bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would she take that as a compliment or an insult?
I don't know.
I guess we're going to find out.
I mean it as a compliment. Courtney.
Find out next time on the Komfy Kouch podcast.
Oh boy. Alright.
Alright, I think that's the end.
I think it is the end.
So goodbye for now.
I'm gonna get some wafers.